Back at it again with another shade of blue. We are the Kansas City Soccer Journal. This podcast is brought to you by Core Outdoor Equipment. My name is Cody Bradley. I have a full chat here with me. There's 6 people in this chat. I'm not used to it. We're gonna work through this. It's gonna be good. I've got Thad Bell, Robert Russert, Carrie Robinson, David Greenwald, as per the usual, and we are all gonna talk about the Sporting Kansas City point because they got a point. We didn't lose. What do you know? Insane. And the Current got a win as well. So we are gonna get to the other stuff, but the World Cup is coming up. Robert is going to be involved as a volunteer in some way here. So we brought in Lori Thomas. She's the Director of Volunteer Operations and Workforce to come join us and talk about the preparations for the World Cup and what Fan Fest is going to look like and things like this. So, Lori, thank you very much for joining us. I'm excited about this.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me. Really just, I'm going to enjoy our time together.
Yeah, Lori, that's one thing about you that from the start, you're not only a fun person, a knowledgeable person, but you're enthusiastic and you made all the volunteers feel at home and like they were welcome. So great job with that. Been very impressed with you from the beginning. I guess maybe you were sort of impressed with me. But anyway, um,
Okay.
Of course they
Okay.
would.
Starting off strong, tooting his own horn. Okay.
He's trying to get better assignments.
Right, yeah. But Lori, my goodness, your resume, incredible. Most recent role it has listed here, and I'm reading a little bit. President of the Kansas City Professional Volleyball. You've spent 10 years as the first female commissioner in NAIA history for the Heart of America Athletic Conference. You 16 years at the NAIA altogether. You have played volleyball in Europe and Belgium and all over the place. And get this, everybody, not one, not two, not three, but Lori is a member of 4 Hall of
Um,
Fames.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. Johnson
Wait.
County Community College, National Junior College Athletic Association, Idaho State University, and the National Association of Intercollege Athletics, the NAIA Hall of Fame.
Man, we talked at length about volleyball. I thought I got all the volleyball chat out, but yeah, the Hall of Fame's well done, impressive.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor.
Yeah. So, Lori, let's talk about the volunteers, from the get go. Um, First, let's just talk about numbers. A lot of people like stats. We like Mike stats here on our show. You'll maybe listen about that later. But how many volunteers did FIFA World Cup Kansas City end up with?
Well, I think you got to almost start with the beginning of really how many applications came in because that
Yeah.
number is so large. And we're coming up
Good.
on year of when we started the recruitment. We went to 18 different community events throughout the region to really try to, promote being a volunteer for the biggest sporting event in the world. And so my goal was to have over 15,000 applications. We got over 16,000 applications.
Nice.
So what you have to really think about is this started a year ago. And so that there's gonna be you kinda have to plan for attrition. When you recruit volunteers, there's attrition along the way. It's very natural, it's gonna happen. And so we ended up you had to go through many steps in the process, as Robert knows, and he was one that helped us with the tryouts and asking the questions of, potential volunteers. But we ended up having over 6,000 walk through the Union Station Volunteer Center and go through a tryout, which was really answering questions, just to get to know a little personality and all of that. And we had really almost 6,000 walk through there and do that in a matter of, I believe it was 35 days.
A tryout. Like I'm picturing you made Robert run through a gauntlet like an obstacle course, and here all of a sudden here
Yes,
comes like a stressed out family and like a crying baby, and he has to help them, and then
I
someone
know.
taps him on his shoulder. Was that what the tryout was?
I know, it is funny because I think people thought, "Am I supposed to wear my soccer gear?" But, just it wasn't officially you can't call it an interview, so it was just a series of questions to get to know you, and so FIFA called it a tryout.
Yeah. And
So
we had
Robert kept telling us like how great he did, how well liked he was, how friendly he
I
was.
did
You
not.
talked about attrition. Is he just the only guy who kept showing up?
Well, because Robert was a starting lineup volunteer, he was there like all the time. So like I couldn't get rid of him at any point. Uh,
We know the
no,
feeling.
but kudos. No, you know what? Robert was awesome. He actually, no, he was very, Robert, you were great. You were a great starting lineup volunteer. And now you're going to be a volunteer, I think, in a very good role
Yeah, yeah.
for FIFA. So it
He's
paid off.
uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable by that, and we're all uncomfortable by it too. Robert getting so much praise, like I don't even know what to do with that.
Well, Lori, let's go
Yes.
back to what you were talking about, shall we?
Okay.
So, how many virtual interviews were there together? Do you have a number on that? Because I interviewed a guy who lived
Robert,
on an
I
island
gotta I
just
gotta
outside.
correct you.
Yeah.
They first of all, they were not interviews.
Well, okay,
They were
sorry.
tryouts.
Tryouts,
Tryouts.
Robert. We
Sorry,
just
my
went
fault.
through
My fault.
this.
Come on.
Um, you know what? I think we ended up doing maybe 500-ish
Yeah.
was probably the online part of it. Just for those people, I mean, we had international candidates.
Oh, yeah.
So we ultimately, you don't want to make them, fly over for their 20, 30-minute conversation.
They're
Yeah, that
trying.
was really fun to just talk to people from other countries. Like I said, I interviewed this guy who lived on an
Yeah.
island just outside of Hawaii, and I was like, "Okay, so you can get here, right?"
Yeah, that was
Yes.
my
I
question.
mean, yeah, so here's kind of what you have to realize. I've been involved in international events, international events and really kind of the culture around volunteering internationally, especially at sporting events, are major. I feel like a little bit in the United States, you volunteer, you're going to volunteer for this marathon, you're going to volunteer for this weekend. But, FIFA World Cup and being just once again the biggest sporting event in the world, you have people who are diehards of the World Cup and soccer, professional soccer,
Sure.
following the teams. That there are people that go to all of them. They will make sure that they get there, and some of them have volunteered at several.
Right, right. All right, so Lori, just take us through briefly, as you can, the journey that each volunteer went through from initial interest to the part that we are in the journey right now.
Yeah, so the official you kind of showed your interest over the summer as we were doing the recruitment events, and then the deadline to put in your official application was October 10th. So that really started the journey of you had to complete an application. You had to do an assessment online where you just watched videos and they were just common scenarios of how would you react in this situation, when it comes to, just hospitality and culture and, if somebody's upset, how would you react? So it really was just an assessment of,
Yeah, that's what Cody
how
is
would
worried about, the upset babies and,
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah.
Yes, yes. You you have to be worried about everyone, right? So that everybody has a good experience. Then what happened is after you completed that, you were invited to this tryout. Those kicked off November 18th. And I think we finished around January 20th, I believe. But we ran Tuesdays through Saturdays. We ran 12 sessions a day. I mean, it was 350 people a day that came through there, got to see the beautiful space in Union Station. It's all decked out in the colors and they hadn't seen
Mm.
the uniform yet. So they were just, I think they immersed themselves in it. And then everybody, including Robert, they were in these orange polos and clapping for everyone as they kind of went into the video room. So they did that tryout. And then ultimately, they had to continue that journey. They had to come to a role specific training. We did 28 sessions over, I think it was maybe 10 days. So we brought everybody back in. We presented really what it's like to be a volunteer, what the expectations are. We talked about, how they're going to be able to move around on the bus system, Connect KC 26. We talked about the role and what they will be doing on a day to day basis. So they had to complete the role training. So then, most recently, when you finish that, now there's an e-learning process. So there are several e-learning modules that are on the portal. every volunteer, this is a FIFA portal. This is the whole system of volunteering is under the FIFA umbrella. And so they have to go in and they have to take multiple, modules, just e-learning of understanding, a lot about, culture, safety, health. There's so many different things. And
Robert, you
then
have to pay attention to those. This isn't the trainings at work that you just like run on your computer and then you get up and go do something. You have to pay attention to those. We need you to be on point.
Cody, I
Robert,
go right to
got
the test on those. I skipped all the information. I just go ace the test. I'm good.
Don't mess with FIFA, man. I'm kind of scared of FIFA.
This is new information for him.
Yeah, so Robert, I'll be teaching you what's going to happen next. So really what then everybody's been waiting to sign up for their shifts. And then they're waiting, the volunteer uniform just got released last week. Don't know if you saw them. I think they're pretty amazing. I
Lori,
think
they
they're,
are decking us out with so much stuff. Can you give a rundown quickly of all the stuff?
yes. Oh my gosh. So everybody should get like 11 to 13 items, and that includes like a jacket, shorts, pants. I thought it was a fanny pack, but it is a big bag. It's like a waist bag, and hat and socks and shoes. And the shoes were special made by Adidas that actually has the 26 running down the stripes.
You get
They're
shoes?
yes, they get shoes.
Man.
Yeah.
If you guys had advertised that ahead of time, you would have gotten more than 16,000 applicants.
And that jacket, oh my gosh, that
Oh, and it's
mid-layer
there
jacket is dope.
this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like people are going to love these uniforms. So anyway, they're now able to sign up for shifts. So every volunteer is required to do 8 shifts, and each shift could be anywhere between 4 to 6 hours because it depends on what you're doing. So I think it's important for everybody to know that, it depends on where you are, what role, what day, but you're able to sign up for shifts. And as I said, that commitment is, up to 6 hours, 8 times. And so everybody's going to have a credential. They're coming. Actually, they're making appointments now to go. You have to set an appointment. You cannot just show up to the Union Station, but you set an appointment to go and get your uniform. So it's a big deal. And then everybody's the next most and very important thing is through between like June 3rd and 8th, we are going to be doing venue specific training. So that
Okay.
means we are going to walk the grounds. If you're a FanFest volunteer, you're going to walk the grounds of FanFest so that you understand, where everything is.
Mm.
So those will take place around that first week of June. So
Is
it
that
is a commitment.
is that the top tier? Is that the prime placement? Is the FanFest volunteer? Is that the right post that everybody wants,
You
or
know,
is it in game?
I think it depends because I've heard both sides. There's some who are like, I don't even want to mess with going to the stadium, but there's some that are diehards that want to be at the stadium,
Yeah.
just around the action, around soccer. FanFest is going to be that's going to be happening. I mean, FIFA FanFest is really the heartbeat of the World Cup in Kansas City. It's going to be open for 18 days. And it's really designed as a place where everyone belongs. I don't know if we're starting to release like who's coming, like artists, Flo
Yeah.
Rida, Rage Against the Machine, Gabby Barrett, Chainsmokers are kind of the headlines right now, but 18 days. And, our partner Populous, they designed the experience and it'll be among, I think, the best in the tournament.
And that's at Union Station, right?
Yeah, it's on the World War One memorial,
Right.
lawn up at the top.
Lori, if the volunteer center is any way to judge what the Fan Fest is going to be like, it's going to be amazing. Because that volunteer center had the history of the World Cup. It had it's not ping pong, but it's the soccer ping pong game setup, which people hit the roof.
Tech
Yeah,
Yeah,
people hit the
tech
roof of the room with it. You guys had to take away the soccer balls after a while.
Yeah, there was a sprinkler, in the ceiling, so we were like, that probably isn't a good idea."
Yeah. And I don't
No,
think
it's
some people were not very good at it anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Well, yeah, I didn't even try it. There was no way. I was either gonna hurt myself or, who knows what was gonna happen,
Tech
but
ball, that's the one with the it's kind of like a curved table, like
Yeah,
a ping pong
yeah.
table, but
Yes.
curved.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
But they had
Yeah.
also some artifacts from other World Cups that were there, and it was
Mhm.
a really cool center and really just nice introduction for a lot of volunteers who maybe even weren't there because they love soccer, just because they love to volunteer.
Yeah, no, and I think that was so important for us, is we needed to make them feel welcome. We also it's so important. We can't do this without volunteers. We can't pull this off without the help of all of the people who are gonna be there in so many different areas. I mean, we're Fan Fest, Volunteer Center, there's stadium, there's airport, there's the train in Union Station when they come off. We're gonna have volunteers there. There's gonna be all where the big transportation system is at Fan Fest. We're gonna have people helping with transportation. So we just cannot do it without the volunteers who signed up, and we're grateful, and we want them to have a great experience. We wanna treat them well. They're important. They are so important.
Did hold
Lori,
on, I'm sorry. Did we get the number?
Yeah,
How
we
many of these
actually
people?
ended up needing right around 3,500.
Okay, wow, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
David.
no, sorry, Lori, we're the only Midwestern city hosting. Do you think that we have an advantage because we are Midwest nice, as opposed to like all those mean people on the East Coast?
Well, I won't say anything about that side of the country. But yes, oh my gosh, Midwestern hospitality. I mean, let's talk about, team base camps. We're only one of 2 host cities that has 4 teams, and 3 of them are pot 1. So, it is I think when they came, and I think when volunteers are here, I just think the Midwestern hospitality is huge. I think it's gonna pay off for us. I think teams and fans I just think Kansas City, and plus being central to the entire, World Cup, plays a huge factor too of being able to kinda travel through Kansas City if you wanna catch a match and move on. I am excited to just see I mean, I'm just so proud. I was born and raised in Kansas City. I'm so proud of, the city and our region, both Missouri and Kansas and beyond. It is every community, every city, the region as a whole has shown up and, our board members are engaged. We have tenacious leaders, our president, Pam Kramer. You just can't I could not be more proud of being part of this, not only of the KC 26 team, but just the World Cup.
So,
Soccer capital of
Lori,
the world.
when we were, had our final get together, right? It was a journey, the end of a journey in a sense that, we'd all gotten to know each other, but the bonding that happened between volunteers, I think is just going to be come out when we are volunteering to see that we are a family, that we're working together and helping each other out and just helping other people have the best experience that they can, for sure.
I I do, yeah. I keep coming back to, like, community, right? I feel like I've said this all along is that I think that's who we are. I think that's who we represent. I think the Midwest and the region is, we just wanna have an incredible environment and fan experience for everyone, and volunteers are gonna play a big, big part.
Robert, you already got the job. Stop sucking up.
So, Lori, any other comments? You talked about the global stage where this puts Kansas City. You talked about most of the volunteer roles. Anything else that you can tell us about the volunteer experience or how things go from here?
Well, I think a lot of people don't know this, but we are going to have a big celebration event for all volunteers after the World Cup is over. We're working on what's that going to look like, what date, where. So we want to thank them. We want to thank volunteers. And so we will have a celebration event after it's all over and after it's all over in Kansas City, I should say. And just once again, we want them to feel cared for and loved as part of the community. And so that's another thing that's coming that no one knows about. So that'll be coming very quickly. And then really we get started. Now I know FIFA, I think another thing is there's FIFA volunteers and there's Kansas City volunteers. So FIFA volunteers, they oversee the volunteers that are at the stadium around the teams. They actually oversee the uniform and accreditation process. And that's happening this month. And it will continue through June because you're going to have people flying in late. There are people driving in, flying in to volunteer So that's going to be open. We, as our staff, volunteer operations, will move into volunteer center starting June 8th. And then we will be there every day. Another thing that I think is important to know is, in this, you guys can give Robert, some trouble too, but there's recognition. There's recognition gifts. So when it's important to continue each volunteer shift. And so throughout the time, there's 5 gifts that are given to volunteers it's an incentive to keep going.
There you go. Okay,
Yeah.
Robert.
So, Lori, where does this fit? I mean, you've done so much. Where does this fit as far as challenge for you and reward for you?
So I've been in event administration my entire career. I've been in the business side of athletics. I'm actually executive director for a board called Uni USA, which is really the Olympics for college athletes. And so the international events, I have a lot of experience in. I have an HR background. I'm a speaker. I've been a speaker for proactive coaching, which is really character development through sport. So I have a lot of passions, and this was something that I couldn't pass up. You can't when you have my life, and even in my family's life, we're about experiences and trying things that this has never been done before. I don't think people realize this, that it's a new format, it's more teams.
Mhm.
This is 16 host cities, so that has never been done before. So really, I love challenges, and this is a huge challenge because there's no playbook. There's nobody going, "Hey, here's how you do everything." So even the people that, FIFA hire, it's what, every 4 years, and so it's a new crew. So everything every day, but I kinda have a tenacious, spirit that I'm gonna keep just going and going and figure it out. And so that excites me. I just wanted to be part of something that really was so big for Kansas City, and even my personal life and my career.
Well, you've done a fine job. Gallery,
Thank
any related or totally unrelated questions for Lori before we let her go?
Oh, yeah, you mentioned HR. David's really mean to me. What should I do about that?
Whoa! We're just telling lies to friends now? We're just lying to people? Whoa!
I have a question. Lori, if you do you know what the furthest is a volunteer is coming from for Kansas City?
Great question. I don't know the furthest, but we do have international volunteers coming over. I think there are some from Africa, England. I mean, they're spotted everywhere across the world. I will share some statistics with you. 28 states in the United States, we have representatives for
Oh,
volunteers.
wow.
And we have about Kansas and Missouri is very evenly split at like 40 and 42%. So we feel very good of the diversity of who we have. And so 28 states, and then it's about 6 to 8% are international.
Very nice.
So we are ready to welcome the world, not only the fans and visitors, but volunteers to Kansas City.
So,
So,
Lori, when all this is actually happening, like when the games are actually going on, are you going to get to enjoy any of them at all, or are you going to be running around coordinating? Are you going to
I'm
be
going
able
to
to
be,
actually take it all in?
let's have
yeah,
her on in about 2 months and see how she's doing.
yeah, I was gonna say, I don't it's important, like KC 26 staff, it's really we're gonna be responsible for a lot. And so I don't have plans to go right now. If it were to happen, it'd be great. Um, but my responsibility is to KC 26, it's to Kansas City, it's to FIFA, it's to the World Cup. And so I'm gonna be downtown really every day, just because 1,900 of the Kansas City volunteers will be downtown, not at the same time. So I will be spending most of the time at Union Station, Fan Fest, just making sure I'm getting around, making sure volunteers are okay.
Lori, you're probably going to see my wife more than I will at that time.
I know, I think I am. Yeah, I'm like, I'm so happy that we have her. She's gonna be at the volunteer center and really helping us, and helping other volunteers, just making sure everybody is good and having a good experience.
Do you have any worries? Like, I mean, is there anything that you just like, there's like still this one thing or something out there that you like, oh, we still got to make sure it gets solved?
What's
Um
keeping you up at night, Lori?
So, you know what? I mean, once again, every day, like we are in full operation mode right now. So I am feeling confident in our leadership. And it's not just KC 26 staff. We have teams of teams of teams. We have partners, we have consultants, safety and security. I mean, safety and security is going to be so far reaching. It's going to be incredible. So if anything, for me, from a volunteer standpoint, what if I have a few people not show up to a shift, right?
Right.
But the good news is, FIFA has a platform that, we can have there's reserve. You can go back out to people maybe aren't working that day and say, "Hey, do you want to come in for a shift?" I've never lived my life to be like, okay, this makes me nervous, this makes me scared, or anything like that. You kind of just have to be, tenacious and just be like, we're going to do what we need to do. And I feel I have so much confidence, like I said, leadership, board, the sport teams that are backing us. I just think we have such a solid team in place. But,
Tenacious.
tenacious. Yes,
Like a
that's the
middle
word.
blocker. That's what it's what I was picturing there. You were a middle blocker, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Nice call, Cody.
No, you know what? You have to plan for the unexpected. I think that's in any event.
Right.
You gotta try to plan for everything that could happen. And then, we'll be ready to respond.
Nice, nice. Well, Lori, once again, thank you very much for coming on. I know I bugged you about it a couple of times and
Oh
finally
my
got
gosh, thank
together.
you. Yeah, thank you. No, I'm glad that you guys had me. Thank you so much. And, get your FIFA Fan Fest tickets. Be on the lookout because Connect KC 26 bus ticketing is about to launch. We've got a lot of exciting things coming, and it is here.
And
It
we
is
will
It
have you
is.
here.
on
It is.
afterwards to tell the stories that you can't tell now.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you
Okay.
go.
All
We want
right.
to hear the craziest experiences for
Right.
sure.
Well, Lori, we're glad to have such a tenacious, wonderful young lady in charge of everything. We know things going to go well. And any bumps, we're going to, smooth those out and all going to be good. It's going to be a great time.
Yes. Thank you so much, you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you
Thank
for your
you.
support.
Is my
Anyway, that was a great conversation with Lori. Robert, thank you for setting that up. That was very interesting. David, thank you for not asking her about the Peace Prize.
No problem.
Can we talk about the volunteer uniforms now that she's gone?
Oh, you
Um,
hate them?
they are they're Seattle Sounders
They are.
outfits, uniforms.
I've
Yeah,
really
but
looked at them that close.
the idea of them though is to be very look at me, which is what Seattle Sounders are. So
Well, we got to
makes
stand
sense.
out, right? I
And
mean,
They're bright green and bright blue is what Carrie's getting at here.
yeah. Actually,
Robert,
it would have been better for them to wear those ones to stick out this last weekend because blue versus blue on the glass ship was not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I love the Sporting KC Seattle jersey matchup generally, and then it was just two blues this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got a point. We didn't lose. Look at that transition. We went right into it. Good job, Carrie. Well done.
Thank
we
you.
didn't
Uh,
lose.
Thad, first point in 7 matches, I think it was.
Been a while.
That early goal, and I think one thing that was maybe different about this is that they did not fall apart and all of a sudden give up 3 more goals instantly after that. We spent some time talking about, and the players have spent some time talking about maybe the mentality of once things go wrong, then it all kind of falls apart. That didn't happen in this one, at least, Thad.
No, it didn't. Maybe it helped that it was in the first 2 minutes. Probably not. But I think it did help that Cleveland was in goal because he was a little more calm than Pulskamp. I don't necessarily think he's a better shot stopper, but he was definitely more calm. Uh, and, maybe it comes with being the oldest guy in the team, even though he still looks like he's 18. He does, doesn't he, Carrie?
He's
Looks
the
like he's
oldest on
He's
the
got the
team?
baby face. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 31.
My everybody I've
Yeah.
talked to goes, "Oh, how old is he? Like 19 or something?" And I'm like, "No, he's 30, 31." And he's 31. So yeah.
Oh, nice job. Carrie, Pulse Camp got the bench, brought in a new keeper.
Yeah, I was working during the game, and so I was listening to the radio, and it was not it was what, it was 1:30 PM, 2 o'clock. I was out in the sun all day. Popped in the headphones, they immediately got scored on. And I was like, "Well," and I'm working on a Saturday. This is just great. Actually, I think I would have been more upset if Sporting would have won after driving to Chicago to watch 5-0.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would have taken the win, but like I understand the feeling there. David, were you ready for Pulse Camp to or maybe not for Pulse Camp to be done, but how about for a change at keeper to see somebody else?
Yeah, I was definitely ready for something else. And, I don't think John's the problem.
Of
John's
course not.
John's not the reason we've been losing. But for whatever reason, he hasn't felt like the solution either. And just switching something up, Rafa Wiki showing that he's willing to do something different was kind of nice. Even though I was lamenting in our group chat about seeing Bartlow and Meyer out there.
And then they turned out to do fairly well, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to call it fairly well when they gave up a goal in 2 minutes, but sure, they were fine after that.
Comparatively speaking.
Yeah,
to
but
the-
that actually came from Jake Davis, quite honestly.
I'm not going to let you talk about Jake like that.
It was
Oh,
he was
I
the
will,
right back
though.
who should have been out there with that guy, and then he's also the one that headed it on for Hatchcock or whatever the hell his name is.
Rothcock.
Yes,
Or
I know.
Rothrock.
Rothrock.
But
Rothrock.
there was no
See-
pressure on the ball that was played
Accurate
either.
partial
So
names.
I mean, he should get the assist for that goal, quite honestly. And again, we love Jake, so don't get me wrong, but that was not the best moment for him. But when I saw you post and in our Slack about talking about how some fans had always give Shallowy crap, and Shallowy scored a goal early for Toronto, and then you turn around and give guys
You said
crap
it.
in the Slack that then played well, that were like the high ratings on
Hold on.
Foot
For what it's
Mob.
worth, I gave them crap before they played well.
I know
Because when the
I know.
lineup came out, I was like, ugh. And then they played well, and I didn't say anything about it.
Well, you were smart enough not to because you knew I was going to give you shit for it.
You think I'm smart?
Well,
Aw.
David, is there a lot of
Some days.
people? Are there a lot of people on the bench that you would like to see in front of them that would make you really happy?
I mean, I think Ian James needs to be playing every match.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the future, right? So I understand he's young, but if the team's going to make mistakes and ship goals, obviously you don't want to like ruin a young player's confidence, but I'd rather be making the mistakes with a guy who actually has a future as a starter on this team rather than just running out some dudes.
Who are you
Um,
who are you
They're all
pairing with Ian
dudes.
James then? In a perfect
I
world,
mean,
everyone's
In a
healthy.
perfect world, Borges. And
Ugh.
then once Blorian gets here, Borges and Blorian probably needs to be the starting
Say that 5
pairing.
times fast.
Borges is hurt.
Borges and Blorian? Right. No, I know he's hurt. She asked in a perfect world.
So
would I-
yeah, and in this case, those two probably really have the most experience together, and they're older than Ian, so that's probably. I think this game was Wiki just trying to find some way to get a result that can be built from, and I don't blame him for it. Again, I would agree. I would like to see Ian James get a lot more playing time than some of these guys because he is the future. But at the same time, I think Wiki's just trying to get something he can work with to build on. I mean, you've heard him in multiple times after games, like, okay, there's nothing I could work with from this game. The Chicago game, even like he says, I can work with the first half. I can't work with the second half because as soon as they crumbled, the Vancouver game, he said he could work with the second half. I think it was. There's always these things he's trying to work with to make the team better, and that's probably what he was trying to do here: is just manage with the players he had and trying to get something that he can build with.
Robert, we have now had several games with Lasse Berg Janssen. He's leaving a little bit on the table for me. I would have liked the first game looked like there was a base there that okay, he can get a little more smooth and comfortable with the league. It seems like there's maybe been less progression than I would have liked to have seen.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's give him his props first of all. He's out there, if you watch him, he's trying to organize. He's trying to get more of a rhythm in that midfield, rhythm in the play. He's good on the ball, Cody. No doubt about
Yeah.
that. It's just his impact beyond that has not been there. I wouldn't know he's on the field otherwise,
Yeah.
but he's not as good as prime Ilie, as David likes to say, as far as on the ball and reading what needs to happen with the ball and controlling the pace of the match. But right now, I think it's just a matter of he's like everybody else, right? We're just trying to be some calm in this chaos and we're just trying to survive. So maybe when we get some stronger players around him, he's going to shine a little bit more and show what all his game has. But I would like to see a lot more impact physically, a lot more just presence from him.
Yeah, I do sometimes wonder though, because I mean, looking at his stats from FootMob, they're not bad for in comparison to the rest of this team. They're pretty
Right.
decent. His passes were it was like 37 out of 38 accurate passes completed. So for 97% of passes created, so he's not giving up the ball. He's
Right.
just there's just so little to work with this team and
Yeah.
at times. So he's looked like he could be a great part on a better team, but he may not be much that he can be great on this team right now.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, it doesn't help that, whenever he first appeared, he got a goal to win the
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
which just sets everyone's standards very high for him.
So, Thad, you just mentioned you guys were talking about how, LBJ might look better with other players around him. I made a comment that, I don't think Manu um, is a DP level midfielder. He's a fine midfielder. I don't know that he's even a TAM level midfielder. And the comment we got, and this is all in our kind of Slack group, was, Manu will look better with better players around him. We just said it. LBJ will look better with better players around him, except those two are two of our three
Right.
midfielders. So who else needs to be around them? And then we've also trotted out Kapita and Joveljic. So of the six forward positions, right, the attacking line and the three midfielders, four of the six, by all accounts, are supposed to be starting like high caliber players. Who else do we need to put around Lasseberg, Janssen, and Manu to see them actually reach that level we think they can get to? We all understand the back line's a mess, but I mean, do you need a good right back for Manu to be a good player?
That he's making a good point there.
Yeah.
We're in Major League Soccer here. There's a world class striker there. There's a fancy footed, good passing midfielder next to him, and a really fast guy on the wing. Like, we should be getting something.
Yes, I don't totally disagree, and that's why they're trying to like just find something to get some momentum out of it. Um, Essentially, honestly, if you could replace 10 of the 11 starters from this last game, I mean, I don't disagree with what you said about Manu. I've kind of made the case I don't think he's a DP. I don't think he's a 10. He's an 8 if there's another physical 8 or 10 out there. He has the nice pass, but he has to be up top to do that.
Yeah.
People liked him as the deep lying playmaker early in the season, but he wasn't defensive. He's not that again, he's not a terrible he's a good two-way player. I think that's why I kind of think he's more of an 8 anyway. But you don't have a Roger out there or somebody like that can be physical and shut some stuff down. They're just lacking like and I say this I think fairly often is I don't see anything wrong with most of these players being out there. It's just that they don't have enough of the other good players around them, right? So you have Bartlow out there next to Iko Para. It's a pretty decent defense. You know what I mean? It's all these things. They're just all of them are not quite good enough to be filling in all those roles right now. Manu is good. He's just not I would prefer he not be a DP 10 on this team, but he's under contract for I don't know how much longer, and he will be here unless they buy him out somehow. I don't think he's the first one from Greece to probably go. So,
So the
although
hope
Shoppy was top 4 ratings this last game. He actually was. I thought he was really good compared to some players.
So the hope is that Orblorian comes in, right? And Borges or whoever, maybe James, I don't know, solidifies the center back. That's going to then allow Lasse Janssen to play to the strengths of his game, not having to
A
do
little
as
bit
much
better, yeah.
as he has to do right now. And I agree with you, Thad, that I think the guy in the midfield that is needed is a Roger type guy who can cover a lot of space, be physical in that fashion, and let Manu be the ball progressor that he is. So let's talk a little more about Manu. He's just not good in the box, guys. He can play a nice ball, he can play a good through ball, but when he gets in the box, he's not the kind of guy like a Vander who can finish when he's in the
Yeah.
box and add that to his game. If he had that, yeah, we'd be singing his praises, but he doesn't. He's just a ball progressor who can move the ball on the dribble and with the pass.
Yeah, there were a couple moments in that game specifically where he got the ball in the box and was just kind of out of ideas or maybe passive or whatever,
Yeah.
which is not uncommon for everyone else on the team other than Dejan Joveljic.
And that's why I think, to Thad's point, we're not going to move on from Manu, certainly not anytime soon. But
Right.
the dual eights doesn't work unless they are elite, right? Like Weston McKennie would be awesome on this team because he is an eight who happens to have that, like, you know, extra skill.
Weston
But
would be awesome on any team.
pretty much, uh, but when you have an eight who, you who can progress the ball, but you don't have any midfielder who can actually hit the final pass. Because to Robert's point, I don't see a lot of that like final ball from Manu. I don't see him sliding through balls in for Dayon to run onto, or like really hitting particularly accurate balls into the channel for Capita to run onto. And then
I
if you got
I've
no
seen
creativity
some.
in the box, everybody's got at least a couple. But if you can't be creative around the box, then what good are you if you're also not physical? And if you, so we have a physical ball progressing like midfielder, or we have a non-physical ball progressing midfielder. What is he doing that's so much better than Jake? Because Jake in the midfield is physical. Jake is
Right.
the next. He's younger, Gringo Roger, right? Like he's the guy being physical, and really putting challenges in. He might not hit the through ball as well as Manu, but Manu's not Benny, right? This team needs an actually creative midfielder. We need another Benny, and we haven't had one for since who? I mean, Busio was a good like late arriving midfielder.
Yeah.
Uh, Felipe was like not even a 10, but was the best midfielder we've maybe ever put out there. Benny, I mean, that's what the team needs. We can't score goals. We don't create chances because we don't have that midfielder.
Carrie,
We
you scrunched your face up about Jake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he should see the field.
At
But
least
this
not instead of Manu. I'm not there yet.
no,
I definitely don't hate Jake, and he can be useful for sure. But yeah, the comparison there, I don't see that.
What
I'd
yeah.
about
rather have
instead
Manu
of
out there.
Bartlett?
Well,
What about that?
Well, yeah,
I was
or
actually
just
going back
keep
to
him at outside back for me. I'm sorry.
I was actually gonna go back to the 21 season roster to see who we had in that attacking spot. Since that was post Benny, post Buzio selling.
Thad, who was it?
Who was it, Carrie?
Oh,
What, Gary Kinda?
ah, good times.
Because we talked about this a little bit in our Slack about the 21 season. Whenever there was an episode on the Heart and Goal podcast where Benny was saying there was basically a moment in time where it was like our team had to pick, where they had to pick between Ike and Beasler
Mhm.
And he's
um,
wrong, by the
to
way.
keep one, and Benny said they should have kept Ike. Which I think we all kind of agreed. We were like, we don't think so.
Well,
But Benny,
and
Benny was like,
yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Benny then said that that was like basically Sporting KC's downfall. But if you look back at 21, like we were top of the West until match, or what's it called? The last game of the season.
Yeah, decision day.
Yeah, decision day.
All right. Benny's doing the revisionist history a little bit, and he's not completely wrong.
No,
However,
he's doing the take game. He's on a podcast now. That was very good.
Yes.
Benny's good at the take game. And yes, we all I think that's where I stood on it. Like, great take, well done, good for podcast discussion. Also, I don't really agree.
but you need to remember, Ike Opara signed a new contract.
Mhm.
Next year, his agent started asking for a new contract. I mean, again, he was maybe worth more than the contract he signed, but the next year he asked for the contract and then made it public. You don't make public negotiations with Peter Vermees. And
Yeah.
he goes, I'm not going to have that shit. From what I understand, Vermees was like, hey, hold on a little bit. I'll free up some more money for you. But when you start going public, I'm going to trade you, get my extra $1 million for you. Oh, by the way, he only played another year.
Yeah, and I don't it's not what the point Benny's making about when Ike left and we haven't been good since then. It's really just the point of framing it the choice between Beasler
Right.
and Opara, and that if we would have kept Opara, that like we wouldn't be in the cellar right now. And that's just what I don't agree with that. Like it still would have all fallen apart no matter which one of them we
But
had.
it wasn't just a choice of we can only afford one of them. It was a choice of how the negotiations went with one of them. And then I agree, Ike was a great defender. I loved having him on the team. But he only played like another year. So a little year and a half, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, so God of Kingdom was our last 10 that we had success with.
And
Yeah.
even he wasn't a true 10. He was,
Yeah.
again, very creative 8-ish. He
He
was
could
like another
score, though.
Felipe in a lot of ways.
He could score, though.
Yeah, he could score. We need
But if
another guy like that if we're not going to have a true 10.
But if you want to
Well,
talk about the 2021 season, we also allowed 40 goals that season, which, is a lot less than we're going to allow this year. But still, it's not contending quality to allow 40 goals, and that's why we
mean,
didn't
we
go
were
very
like
far.
We're halfway there, right?
We're 20 plus right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. That's insane. 40 goals. The
So,
good
I
old
mean,
days.
Gotti
26.
helped with the idea that if we keep possession of the ball and we keep attacking, we won't allow as many goals. So that's kind of that angle on that. Our defense still kind of sucked.
I will give them props this game. They look like they knew how to play soccer. In the last few weeks, it looked like a high school team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They played like a team that was not as good as the team on the other side of the field.
Right.
And they were doing defending, but it was solid, good defending, except for the first goal, which again was one of our friends' mistake. But they looked like they could defend. They were organized. I mean, when you look like you play some other teams, like, oh, they were compact, they were organized. It's like very generic terms. Sporting did that fairly well this game. They were outshot, they were outpossessed, they were out everythinged, and they still came out even.
Yeah. That'd be really good to see them put another performance after this one, whether they get a point out of it or not. I'd like to see them build upon this, and that whatever Wiki's doing, the strings he's pulling is doing something. I would like to see that.
So can we
Oh,
talk
man.
just a bit about Capita? I know he hasn't been here long, but here's my take on him so far. I think he came from a club where he was like the big deal, and he was one of their main attacking forces, and he's not here yet. He might be, but I think he's just having trouble with that adjustment where the focus isn't on him, it's maybe more on Dayon, and he's not quite sure how to handle it, and he's not confident quite yet. But he's got some abilities, obviously. But
I
what are your guys' thoughts?
I
I
saw
saw
a little bit of that, but I think it's also that he wishes in that same vein from this other league, he wishes he could just run past people more. I think he was used
Yeah.
to just like, I'm just gonna run and then the ball's gonna be at my feet, and I think he was just he is having to rely less, or he's having to rely more on other parts of his game, I think.
I think this was his best game yet. We talked about how he doesn't seem to have that first touchdown, and his passes aren't, directly to his intended person. But I thought that he actually played a pretty well game from the half that I saw.
I do wonder if on his previous team he had to play as much defense.
Right.
Uh.
Because he's actually back a lot on defense, helping out and doing a lot of good work there. I mean, he's not the staunchest defender. Of course, we don't really have a staunch defender. Anyway, but he's back there doing the work, and I know David had talked about wanting him out on the right, so he was out on the right this time. Which, by the way, he is right-footed, David.
Tell the internet that.
I confirmed it with that wiki guy. So
I know. I believe you. I'm just tell the internet. I
No,
believe
I-
everything. I believe every word I read on the internet, and it said he was left-footed.
David,
I
you sound
understand.
weird. You sound
You
like you're
sound
coming from
weird.
another dimension,
Agreed.
You sound weird.
like a can, like you're talking into a can.
All right. Well, hold on.
Okay. Any other final thoughts on Sporting KC? Got the point. We didn't lose. We didn't lose. Okay.
That's embarrassing for the Sounders. Let's be
It
honest.
really is. It really is. It was I think we had lost 3 games in a row against them.
But Cody, did you see Mike Kuhn's tweet?
No, I did not, because I'm not on Twitter.
Literally hilarious that Miami and Sporting Kansas City have the same amount of home wins.
I did. He sent that one in the Slack. Yeah. That's pretty good. Did anyone see that game?
I saw highlights.
The Miami game?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was insane. I turned it on like right as the Quakes were coming back. Like right, it was 3-0 when I turned it on.
Orlando City, you mean? Yeah.
Or Orlando City, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
No, that was a really good game. MLS is fun.
I just
Yeah.
checked
Okay.
the scores to see if we were going to be higher than 30 in power rankings.
Yeah,
We
probably
won't, but
we're climbing. We're climbing.
Eking out a 1-1 draw at home where we took a barrage of shots. That's like we're gonna climb the table on that one. No.
I mean, Seattle should have won that game. What, 4-1? Anyway.
Yeah.
I want to bring up one other quick thing about the game. Just it annoys me that I look for XG from a game, just seeing what they put out there. But there's like 3 different ones. From FootMob, it's 1.29 for Sporting, 1.81 for Seattle. From MLS, it's 1.5 and 2.9. It was lower. It was different yesterday. And then from American Soccer Analysis, it's 1.86 to 2.08. Like nobody's even exactly like right close. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
I want somebody to have a consistent soccer model.
Well, but
we need an international standard.
But that's the whole point of the analytics is that everybody kind of judges the quality of the shot differently. And, it's what makes the difference between a good analytics department and a bad one.
Carrie, don't laugh at him. He still sounds weird, but we're going to push right through it.
He
started
sounds
laughing right when you started talking.
Sounds better, just louder.
I think I was laughing at the loudness because I was watching Thad's reaction.
I saw Robert's
He was like,
reaction.
Whopper!
I can just talk about it like this.
He's a little
That sounds
ASMR
pretty
for
good.
us, David.
You know what? No matter what, it's still better than whatever Robert did.
Yeah, he's right.
Well, I think I had my wrong mic on. That was the problem.
It keeps switching mine.
Yeah, we didn't actually comment on that. Sorry that interview cut in the middle of Lori. That Robert's mic just did something horrifying, and it was yelling at all of us. And also, I'm sorry I hit the button. I hit this button right in the middle of that. My finger just barely grazed that button. I'm really sorry about that.
Did I do that?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Let's
He's
take
just
a break.
really excited about volunteering.
Really happy. Yeah. Okay. We'll be right back. All right. The Kansas City Current got another win, Carrie, after an absolute drubbing that you witnessed. And then, oh, no, you were not there for that one.
No, I was not.
No. Okay. Well, they took a drubbing and then came back with a nice away win against the North Carolina Courage.
Yeah, it's a good result. We scored first. That has not yet happened.
Oh, I didn't clock that. Yeah, that was good.
Curtis
7 matches
Armas,
in. Right?
Congratulations, you've done it. You've scored first.
That'll save him.
But there was a lot of chances for the Current to just like put the game away earlier than what they did. Corey Bethune has missed a few like wide open goals, but she makes up for it when she does score because they are insane goals. And then also Lorena seemingly to be a little bit more back than what she was. She looked a little less pulse camp in this game than she did the last previous ones.
Well, she saw that the Pulse Camp was replaced, so she stepped up her game.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are they riding the ship a little bit? Maybe.
You
I know
want my
just
hot take?
if we just get
Yes.
rid of that, get rid of the 4-0 loss in the middle there. There's 2 good performances.
Yeah, they got their first win on the road. They now have the exact same record as Sporting on the road, by the way.
Hey.
But my take on this is that Armas was forced into doing the right thing by
Wha
accident.
wha Explain yourself.
Dabinia was hurt and out, so he basically moved Croy Bethune up and then put in Rocky Rodriguez to be next too low. Now, neither one of them is young, and I don't know that they can both play a 6 for a full season, but they could for this game, and they were better defensively because they had those two in there, and Croy was farther up, and you also didn't have the Armas. Let's have Ali and Dabinia play in the exact same space. And when I say by the exact same space, I mean within 3 feet of each other, which is a Armas plan. So he basically was forced into making some changes that then ended up in a result. So
I like it.
now maybe he made those changes on purpose, or he was forced into them. He also started Laney Rouse as a right back instead of Ellie Bravo Young. I've always got to say that slowly to remember. So that all helped.
We also saw yet another instance of hair pulling in this game. North Carolina
Nice.
got a red card towards the
Yeah.
end.
Unintentional too. I don't think either one of them was really intentional.
Yeah. But
But-
did go to VAR just
Yep.
for him to double check.
They're remaining consistent, so
I saw on Reddit in the lead up to that game that there was going to be they were planning an Armas protest in the 20-somethingth minute. Did that happen, Carrie?
I don't know.
that would be at home.
Yeah.
That would
Right.
be when they were playing in Kansas City.
Oh,
Right.
They were
so
playing.
this is for this upcoming game?
Well,
I
some
haven't
people
heard about
shot it down.
this.
I did. I saw that, yeah. Interesting.
I don't know if they're going to plan it or not, but if they are, I still think it's too early to actually do that now. I mean, you still got to
It
give them
is,
fair
yeah.
chances.
Yeah, as much as you don't like him and have never liked the decision, even when the rumors were happening, Thad was vehemently against it. But yeah, I mean, how many games? 7, 8? How many were we in? More than that. I don't know how many they've played,
I
but
think this was 7 now. I could be wrong.
yeah, that's not enough.
And most of them have been on the road.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, I don't
think
know.
he's-
Now, if you've got standards that this team has set the last couple seasons, then, you can get away with it. Show the fans what your standards are. They're not playing to them. Let's
they
hear a
did show
response.
they did show the fans what their standards are.
By letting Vlatko go?
Well, moving him out of the way, pushing Pfeiffer out, creating a condition that Claire Hutton wanted to be traded.
Creating the condition. There it is. That's how I view it for Vlatko too. Like,
Could be.
if you were doing everything right, then you were cultivating an environment to keep him around.
But anyway, I didn't like the hire, but I think you have to be fair about giving him time to succeed or fail, especially considering that very key players were lost. So he's got to
Okay.
find his way or not.
Speaking of finding their way, Thad, at the beginning of this season, not even all that long ago, you were saying a couple moves here for Sporting Kansas City in the summer transfer window, and they could put together a team that is worthwhile, a team that we could watch, a team that we wouldn't be in pain while watching. Are you still feeling like that?
Yes.
Can a couple additions turn things around this year?
I don't want to say I expect them to go to MLS Cup final, because I don't. I don't expect them to be great. I still expect them to be better after the summer transfer window. For one, we already know Orb Lorien's coming in. I have to assume 2 or 3 more players besides Blorian is coming in.
And that will put us Will that put us over the limit of we're the worst team in the league in all of Major League Soccer?
Well, it'll take a few weeks of playing well to do that, but yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
still think there's a chance that they can make the playoffs. Chance. I didn't say they would.
No. It's not happening.
I think we should focus on just, like, not winning that wooden spoon.
Yes.
And winning at least
against St.
one game
Louis.
against a rival.
Against St. Louis, yes.
No, we're not going to say their names again.
Just not letting
We're
them win at home. I want
Th
that streak. I'm
they're
gonna hold
only
on.
1 point above us. All we need is 1 point.
Hey
It's true.
guys, at least we're not going to end up in Vegas.
Oh, Robert.
Ending on
Too
a sad
soon.
note?
Too soon. We're making jokes about it.
Yeah, we're not
Sad.
Vancouver. I mean, I wish we were Vancouver on the pitch, but otherwise, I'd rather not be.
I still wish Maluk would have bought them, then just traded all their players here. Then we could have sent the rest of them to Arkansas. Or so Lori was our core guest for the show. But what was your core moment for this weekend? Was it Dayon's goal? Was it the current winning? Was it SKC II earning a draw? Was it Shoppy being good?
Well, you're stealing them all. You're stealing them all from everybody.
I'll
I'm just throwing them
say
out there. You guys vote.
I'll say mine. That is Cleveland starting. I think it was well overdue from a few podcasts ago when I said, "Why don't we just not play Pulscap?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and Robert brought it up a lot. Like we just need a change. Got to give Robert that. So I'm going to give
Yes.
him a core point award for that. and Carrie and Robert get core point awards. David gets -2 core point awards for having badmouthed 2 players that played well in that game.
I like this game.
And Cody, I'm setting you up for something to see if you can earn a point or lose a point.
Oh no. Okay. What do you got?
LBJ.
And Grover Cleveland.
Yes.
Yes.
Just naming old presidents.
No. Every
Franklin
time
Pierce.
Harry
I heard
Truman.
Cleveland,
It's his birthday.
every time I heard it. Yeah, I'm calling him Grover. I'm doing it. If you guys are gonna keep up with the LBJ instead of Lasseberg, then yeah, he's Grover to me. That's official.
So this was our core game of the week. So Cody gets a point. Robert gets a point.
David,
Carrie gets a point. David's
David,
at -2.
You can earn your points back. You can earn your points back here, David. What number president was Grover Cleveland? This is a fun fact about him. It's a hint. It's a big hint there that I'm giving you. It's a fun fact about him of what number president that he was.
Grover Cleveland? Oh, man. Okay, so he's after Lincoln, so he's after 16.
Okay, now you're just showing off.
Hold on.
He's like, I'm not gonna get this. I gotta tell him I know something.
He was president twice, wasn't he?
There you go. You're looking. You're
No.
googling.
No,
You're looking
no.
down. I saw it. Yes,
No,
that was the clue there. The number he was president.
No.
He
He was president twice because
he has 2 numbers.
He and Trump are the only 2 to ever go non-consecutive.
Correct.
Like 22,
He lo-
24,
you
21,
so looked it up.
23. No,
You
it's in
looked
like
it up.
no, it's in the low 20s because you have Lincoln, then you have Johnson
You got it.
17.
You got
and you
it.
have
The
Grant
first
is
time.
18.
He's just
And
showing
then there's a
off.
bunch of schmucks that I don't remember.
No,
like
you
the
got it.
order
It's
of.
22 and 24, but you looked at it. I saw those eyes go down. I know
I
you looked
promise. I
You're
promise.
really
I
sly
didn't.
that time. But
I have
know
a
you
political
looked it up.
science degree. I have worked in politics. And a history.
There's a
degree.
lot of people that work in politics that have like 0 IQ. Okay,
Did
I'm
he
not
get-
going
Have
to
you
point
watched the
names. I'm not
news?
going to do any of that. There's a lot of people that work
Sure,
in politics that have like 0 knowledge of history, actual
sure.
politics, like business,
sure,
economics.
Thad, did he get his
Word.
We
points
got
back?
Thad started.
Did he get his points back for that answer?
I'll let you just judge whether he gets 2 points
He
or 1
showed
point
enough
back.
other knowledge. I think he looked up the Grover Cleveland, but he showed enough other knowledge
promise-
there that I'll give him some
I
points.
promise I didn't.
Okay. I have a trivia question for you now. I was reminded of this while we were debating all of this because I saw this a
Okay.
couple days ago and I wanted to use it. I just forgot. In what country is calling
Botswana.
somebody Dundee United an insult?
Well, it sounds Australian.
Scotland.
Dundee.
No, Dundee United's in Scotland.
Yes, it is.
That's where Johnny Russell plays.
Mhm.
Played.
And I
And now
spoke to a
plays.
fan from Dundee United in Florida last week.
Right. But where calling somebody a Dundee or Dundee United is an insult.
I'll say Ireland.
Yeah, somewhere that hates Scotland, I guess, is what I'm going for.
England.
Yeah.
Robert?
I was
Okay.
going to say England. Yeah.
You're all wrong.
Okay.
It's Nigeria.
Okay.
Okay.
Why is that?
I was
Explain the
close with
etymology.
Botswana.
I know.
Is there any context behind it?
Yeah, give us.
Yes,
give us
I can tell you.
Okay.
I don't have the exact year. Actually, it was 1972. Dundee United did a tour through Africa, and then they were in Nigeria and playing a bunch of local teams, and they were getting killed. Like a paper mill team beat Dundee United like 6-1 or something. It was bad. They were just so bad, and it was like just became like a running joke in Nigeria that Dundee was so terrible that when they left Nigeria, newspaper printed headlines, "Don't come back." So there's kids in Nigeria now that have no clue why they like in Dundee being called a Dundee is why it is, but they grow up and like, oh, you're an idiot, you're a Dundee. If there's a group of you, you're a Dundee United. So there you go.
Okay. Thanks, Ed.
Love it. Love it.
It pays to have trivia shows playing on the other computer when I'm editing photos. That's how it came about.
So,
Um,
Cody, Manchester City. I was sitting next to a
They're coming.
Arsenal fan on the
They're
plane
coming.
ride back from Florida, watching the Champions League first
Was that
leg.
fan looking over their shoulder? Do they keep looking over their shoulder the whole time?
No, but good point. Good point. But he was taking pity on me as being a Liverpool fan for the season. So,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You totally need pity, mister. I'm going to make the Champions League, even in a down year.
right.
Spurs are fighting
David.
relegation. We're going to get sent down.
No,
Although
David.
No, we won
Yeah,
today.
because-
Yes,
won
there you go.
today,
Reason
so-
to be happy. Big
Nah.
win today for the Spurs.
No, that's pretty cool.
Over my villa.
I didn't expect you to be so angry. I thought you'd be celebrating. I thought you would jump in as quick as you can to bring up the Spurs win today.
It wasn't that long ago that we were in a Champions League final, and then being happy that we're in 17th and not 18th is like not great.
Yeah. I saw that Premier League weekend from the cruise ship where they were, trading places in the table with West Ham and their two separate games going back and forth. That was Premier League is still killing it. What a great league. Okay. And yeah, City's coming. They're going to win.
One more promotion news relevant to sporting. Busio's getting promoted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Good for Boost. All right. Thad, thank you. That was a good note at the end. I almost forgot about the Busio note.
Yeah. You
Okay.
can still root for him.
So thank you to Lori for joining us. That was very fun. Yeah, we need to see Sporting KC put together one other performance like that one, where they show some guts, they show us something, even if they take a barrage of shots. You see a couple of these in a row.
Well, Portland is next up. Portland isn't that good.
Portland is not that good. We can do it again.
Hey.
Good vibes. Manifestation, Thad. Do you believe in
SKC
manifestation?
II ended the game with a draw. They're
They
going
did.
they're in the shootout right now, which looks like they may not win that, but in the shootout, but they will still earn a point, which is this weekend.
Very rare.
This weekend, KC teams will end with a 1 point goal differential positive between the three
Hey.
teams
All
instead of last
right.
week when it was 11-1 negative. Like so.
Oh, God. All right. See, there we go. Something to hold on to this weekend. Thank you, Thad. Always positive. Sporting!
It's Saturday and the game is on. 10 minutes in, it's 3-0. I'm sipping back on a empty can. I don't give a damn if it's 9 a.m. My football team's got me drinking. My shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. The other side don't seem so tough, and 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.